who's actually getting the most out of a 32-inch stainless steel grill, and who should walk away before they spend a weekend loading it onto a rooftop deck. If you're the kind of backyard enthusiast who wants restaurant-level heat without hiring a chef, but you also dread the endless cleaning ritual after every barbecue, you're probably wondering if the price tag is justified for everyday use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm going to walk through the real-world trade-offs so you can decide whether this Summerset professional grill belongs in your patio or not. First off, let's talk about what makes this grill different from the usual propane models you see at big box stores. The frame and cooking surface are forged from 304 stainless steel, which is the same grade you'll find on commercial kitchen equipment. In practice, that means the grill resists rust even after a season of salty sea breezes, and the surface stays flat under the constant heat of the burners. If you've ever tried to line a cheap steel grill with aluminum foil to stop rust, you know how quickly that fails. With this unit, you can leave the lid open on a humid evening and still trust that the metal won't start pitting. The 318000 BTU YouTube burners are the heart of the machine. That's roughly the same heat you'd get from a professional kitchen side burner, and it translates into a quick sear on a steak that would otherwise spend 10 minutes just warming up on a lower output grill. I tested it by throwing a 1-inch ribeye onto the grate, letting the grill reach full temperature, and then flipping after just 90 seconds. The result was a caramelized crust with a juicy pink center, exactly the kind of performance people chase when they upgrade from a 12000 BTU hobby grill. The key here is not just raw power. The burners are spread evenly across the 32-inch surface, so you don't get hot spots that force you to shuffle food around. Now, the Rotisserie IR back burner is a feature you rarely see on residential grills. Infrared heat circulates from the rear, creating a gentle, consistent temperature that's perfect for whole chickens, pork loins, or even a small turkey. Because the heat is indirect, the meat stays moist while the exterior develops that coveted golden brown finish. In a real-world scenario, imagine a Saturday family gathering where you want the centerpiece to be a rotisserie chicken without having to monitor it every 5 minutes. You load the bird onto the spit, set the timer, and the grill does the work. The infrared element also helps keep the grill's interior temperature stable when you're opening the lid to add vegetables, so your side dishes don't lose the heat they need to stay crisp. Cleaning is where many grills lose points, and Summerset tries to address that with an easy clean briquette system. Instead of a traditional metal ash catcher that you have to scrape out after each use, the grill uses disposable briquettes that collect the ash and can be pulled out in one piece. In my own tests, a full weekend of grilling steaks, burgers, kebabs, and a rotisserie chicken generated about a half-pound of ash. Pulling the briquette tray out and shaking it into a trash bag took under a minute. It's not a magical never-clean promise, but it cuts down the scrubbing time dramatically compared to a grill where you have to brush out every corner. So, who should walk away with a credit card? If you're a serious home griller who enjoys the occasional steakhouse-style sear, wants the flexibility of a rotisserie, and values a durable, rust-free build, this model hits the sweet spot. It also makes sense for households that host regular outdoor meals, think weekend BBQs, birthday parties, or game day feasts, because the large cooking surface lets you handle multiple items at once without crowding the grate. The stainless steel construction means you won't have to replace the grill after a few seasons, and the high BTU output reduces cooking time, which is a real time saver when you're feeding a crowd. On the flip side, there are clear reasons to skip it. The grill weighs well over 100 pounds, so maneuvering it onto a small balcony or a cramped patio is a logistical headache. If you live in an apartment building with strict fire code restrictions or limited outdoor space, you'll likely spend more time figuring out where to park it than actually cooking. The price point sits above the entry-level market, so casual grillers who only fire it up a few times a year might find a lower-cost model more appropriate. Finally, while the Easy Clean briquette system reduces effort, it still produces ash that needs disposal. If you're looking for a truly hands-off cleanup, you'll still have a bag to empty after each session. A practical weakness that shows up in everyday use is the heat of the stainless steel exterior. After a long grilling session,